Hi there guys, welcome to Field of Fitness Fix It Friday. Today we're going to have a look at the Watt Bike Polar View. Just off the back of our last video we did on the Watt Bike, give me a few weeks just to try and bed in that pedalling technique. Now we're going to have a look at the Polar View itself and how to analyse your technique and how to improve it to get maximal output from the Watt Bike. Alright, so I've very crudely drawn some polar views up on the board. These are far from perfect, so please don't judge me on my art skills. What we have here is what you're going to see on the display unit. So you're just going to come over to this one over here. You're going to have a circle which has been sectioned into four, okay, into quarters. On this left hand side here, coming from top to bottom, is going to be your left downward stroke. Okay, and then on the right, going from bottom to top, there's going to be your right downward stroke, okay? That's how the full circle works. This line in the centre here, coming from bottom left to top right, cutting through both semicircles, is what we call your angle of peak force. And this is one we're going to try and keep an eye on, okay? So, as we touch on it in more detail later with the shape of your polar, it just basically gives you a guide of how much power is going through each foot or each leg per stroke. And you get like a little number at the bottom as well, percentage of each power. So if you're stronger on your right side, you're going to be 51%, 49%, and vice versa, okay? So that is a very crude look at the polar view. Now, just moving into the actual polar in the centre, the shape, which I looked very hard and I've crudely drawn. We've got a beginner and a more advanced cyclist, okay? So with your beginner, you're going to have a more figure eight type shape, okay? It's going to be, generally one side's going to be stronger than the other. You're going to have the centre meeting or coming together, okay? And it's not going to be very large. This shows us that, again, they're more dominant through one side. They're not pulling through and pulling up. They are just solely focusing on the downward stroke, okay? So trying to create as much power as they pedal down. We want to try and avoid that. As I said on our last video, we want to try and scrape through and pull up, and this is what this demonstrates here. So the gap in the middle is much wider, there's a lot more power output, okay, and they're more evenly shaped as in power, okay. So this shows here the circle is further apart, so we have a downward phase, a scrape through, and an up phase, okay, so you get power output through the full length of the stroke. Alright, that is pretty much it. Now it's a very basic look into the polar. If you do have any questions, just come into the studio and ask us. I can go into more detail this in person, okay. But when you are on the Watt Bike, either here or elsewhere, or one at home, just have a good look at this shape. You don't want a figure eight, you want a large peanut shape, okay. That's going to give you the most output. So have a play around with that, guys, and I shall see you next week. Have a nice weekend.